Hi guys! Oh, I don't know where that pitch in my voice just came from. But hello! Hi guys, it's April. And I'd like to say that we're going to go back to coloring some more bark. So, not anything super exciting, but I want to thank you for coming and hanging out with me anyways. I have the three colors I've been using. We've got 180, 178, and 177. So 180 is the raw umber. The oh, there we go. The 178 is nougat, and then 177 is the walnut brown. All of these are the Faber-Castell PITT pens. I'm using the small tip because it's easier to get into all of these little spots. But they do also come in, some of the colors come in this big brush, which it's ginormous and a little bulky to hold. And then they have these new bodies that have a bullet and a brush tip on it, but that doesn't come in all of the colors either. So I'm sticking with the original pen versions. And I will zoom in so you can actually see what I'm doing. Maybe. Hello, there you go. I'm thinking that I want to do maybe this section up here. And maybe if I end up having time or the mental capacity, filling in maybe that area and some of this area. So that's where I'm thinking right now. Get all of these caps off. And then we will see how far mentally I can handle doing the same concept over and over and over and over again. Sometimes it's my brain that gives out first, sometimes it's my hand. That's the thing with these more detailed pages. You never quite know what kind of timetable you're getting yourself into when you start a page. Okay. Starting with the 180, and then this is the 78. And I'll come back with 177, which is the darkest. And then, oh, I forgot a couple spots. Hold on before I switch back to 180. I'll make sure I actually get all the spots. Okay, I'll come back with 180 and I'll go a little further into some of the darker areas than I did originally. Just to give it a little bit more of a blended feel. But then I'll start on the next section that is connected to what I've started coloring. And that's what I'll do probably for the next half hour to an hour. However long this section takes me until a good breaking point. It is one of those things that you slowly get quicker and quicker at as you get further into the page. I will feel or say that it feels like one of those stay in bed kind of days, simply because we have a lot of cloud cover today and the sun keeps going in and out. Boy, did I struggle to get up this morning. Wasn't sure I was going to have the mental capacity to make some of the decisions that need to be made when you're coloring something like this, but here we are. It's hard to believe that we are already more than halfway through September. So I am super excited for October to get here. Still one of those things that went by a lot faster than I expected. But I feel like that's most months anymore. I don't know about you guys. think part of the reason I'm just my body is so out of sync is because it feels like summer because we keep getting weather that's in like the 90s, but all of the fall stuff is out. Plus, at some places, the Christmas stuff is out. So it's like, excuse me. So which one am I supposed to focus on right now? September is just a confused month. So we got that small section done in about 10 minutes, which earlier that probably would have taken me a lot longer than it did this time around. But since I have several hours of just doing the same thing over and over and over again, I'm trying not to overthink it. There's just no wrong way. Just gotta make sure I stay in frame for you. I don't know. I'm trying to think of something exciting that you guys like to hear me babble about, besides the fact that I'm coloring this page. You know, over here it's been a kind of quiet week. I spent most of last weekend and early this week putting together paper roses for a friend of mine. She's having a wedding. And now that I don't have to constantly think about making all of those paper roses, I've got all this mind share left to do. So I'm like, ooh, what can I do? So obviously, I have to give myself another project. Do still have to figure out how I'm gonna get the branches to stand out against the bark. What I want to do slightly different. Okay, maybe I just want to do this top part and then come back and then finish this bottom section. Kind of what I'm thinking right now. I'm also trying to get my brain to wake up. Switch over. I wanna, yes. I will definitely get all of this blended in a little bit better than it currently is. See if I can go around the clip that's holding the page down. I am still trying to think about what I want to do for the background of this. So if you guys have any suggestions or ideas. Feel free to let me know. I feel like we can do this whole section all at once. This is the 78, yes. Can't say this is my favorite angle to try and color at. I also want to make sure you guys can see what I'm doing. Like that? I think so. We'll let that dry, and there's always a chance to go over the color pencils. And I know this is a lot of the same stuff that I keep saying in all the streams that I'm doing this, but I just want to keep reiterating that. We did finally go see the new Beetlejuice movie this week. And it was cute. It did well with the nostalgia of the first movie without being inauthentic, I guess. I mean, because the whole point of this movie in the first place is that it's extremely cheesy. I did quite enjoy it. It's getting pretty dark in some of these areas. Here's where things might get a little complicated. Question is, how far do I want to go? Each of the sections. I still want to make sure that I'm working with all of this as it's still wet. That's the only way it doesn't look too patchy. I also don't want to like overwork an area to the point where it feels like it's bleeding through. Um, Lost track of what I was talking about. It was Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. This is requiring more concentration than I expected it to. It's because I have to keep making decisions. Um, but yeah, if you like the original Beetlejuice, I think you will quite like the new one. I kind of like that. Question is, did I bleed through the other side? I have a little bit of ghosting going on, but nothing that doing this page wouldn't cover up if I ever decide to do that page. Ever just get a song stuck in your head, but want it out so bad? I have one of those songs stuck in my head right now. I would like to get it out. And I know they're always like, well, just listen to the song and get it out. But that's what got it stuck in my head in the first place. So yes, I am in my head as I'm coloring right now, which is probably part of the reason why I'm not talking so much. Is the fact that I do have stupid songs stuck in my head. Probably also the reason I thought about Beetlejuice. Okay. Where does it go? There we go. Feel like I need more caffeine. I did plant a fall garden yesterday, which is probably pushing my luck a little bit. Because we maybe have less than a month before all the super colds really start hitting us. But for some reason, I was really, really, really craving daikons. I'm like, well, I'm out here. Let's put some seeds in the ground and see what happens. So I will let you know if I actually succeed in doing a fall garden or not. Can't say I've ever really succeeded in the past. Spring and summer, sure. Fall, no. The weather just gets so chaotic and unpredictable that you could plant everything and then just have a random freeze and all of a sudden everything's gone. Getting into that part of the year where at any time we could have a freeze or we could have snow, which is weird to think about because we've had snow in September before. A good handful of times we've had snow for Halloween. I don't know if many of you have ever tried to trick or treat with a snowsuit and a costume on at the same time. But it is something that we get to think about around here. But it does mean that the Halloween candy is out, which is so stinking dangerous. There we go. Always going to the grocery store and seeing those giant bags of candy. It's satisfying to do some of these sections and bigger sweeps. Like we want texture, but we don't want texture that doesn't make sense for tree bark. Yell at me if my head gets into frame. Sometimes at the top of these pages like this, I forget that if I lean too far, it's going to have a nice shot of the top of my head. Which I do not believe is what you guys have come for today. Okay, do I want to stop there? I suppose we can do this chunk right up here and then call it for today. Mainly because I don't know if my brain is fully into this right now. A little bit more of a struggle than it should be. And I find that when I force myself to do art like this, I'm never happy with the results. And it's going to be interesting to see how this giant dark section is going to come together. You don't want to lose that organic feel. Oops, I probably just colored on the opposite side of the page. Got too aggressive. Let me check. Okay, good. I didn't accidentally color on that side. I just got too aggressive, and so I thought for a second that maybe I did. Flip is starting to damage the page a little bit. Okay, I think that's all I'm going to do today. It's a little bit shorter of a stream, but like I said, my brain's not fully engaged in this right now. But I do think we got relatively far for just a quick 50-minute stream, because I mean, we got this whole top chunk done. So I think next time we're actually going to finish at least the bark, and then we can move on to the branches and the owls. I'm thinking about, for the background, kind of emulating a little bit of my color swatch. So using some of those pinky and goldeny colors in the background, maybe, so it feels like some kind of like twilight, maybe. So some of it'll be black, but it goes to some of those lighter tones in places, but I don't know. I'm still playing around. Like I said, if you guys have any ideas or any suggestions, I'm completely open to that. I will be putting out a reminder that I'll be going live again next weekend. So if you want to get that reminder and set that notification, feel free to subscribe down below. Otherwise, I always post when I'm going live on Twitter, on Threads, on Instagram. So you can know over there as well. No pressure on anything, I guess. Pretty chill around here. But I do hope that you guys have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out with me today and Heart Your Beautiful Faces. Bye.